Okay, so this is a meditation on the sacral chakra. And for those of you who are not familiar with the chakras, that doesn't matter. There is a energy channel that is going through the center of the body from the base of your spine all the way up, following your spinal column through your throat, at the back of your eyes, and up to the top of your head. And if this energy is moving freely through the body, we get a really high frequency electromagnetic field around us that feeds into the environment around us and affects basically everybody in the vicinity around us. So today, we're going to focus on the second energy center that's in the lower abdominal region, and it's situated underneath the navel, right at the base of your abdominal muscle. So you can put your hands there and just feel that lower center there. This is the place of what we call the sacral chakra. Now, yesterday we went through the root chakra, which is lower, right at the base of your spine. And the root chakra is that center that's disturbed when you're not feeling secure, when you're not feeling grounded, when you feel like your safety is being threatened. And that's highly relevant to the situation that we're in now. A lot of people are losing businesses, jobs, finances, stability in their home life. And this severely affects the root chakra, this base energy center that sits at the base of the spine. And this is where our energy comes into the body. This is where the energy starts to flow up through this central channel. This is what gives us our energy field around us. This is where it actually starts from. So it's really important to actually just take time out. You don't have to believe in chakras. You don't have to be spiritual. You don't have to change your name to Rainbow Mocha Sunshine or chant around crystals or wear beads. You don't have to believe in any of that. The energy centers are scientifically proven. They are dense energy centers of nerve endings in the body that are in the regions of the endocrine organs, our hormonal centers. But without going into that too much, we draw up energy through our base chakra, just like a magnet. It's like we have two poles of the body. We draw that energy up through the base chakra. We pull it up through what we're going to be focusing on today, the sacral chakra, which is our center of sexuality and emotions, highly relevant to what we're going through at the moment. Our emotions are right out of their comfort zone. And then we move that energy up through this central chakra that we'll cover tomorrow, through the heart chakra, through the throat, at the back of the eyes, to the crown of the head. And it's really important that we move and we start to create some nice, fast flowing energy through these energy centers so we can unblock a lot of emotions that are sitting deep in our lower gut. Now, I know for one that the situation that I'm going through at the moment, I wake up in the morning and the feeling that I have in my lower gut, if I tune into it, is that of anxiety, is that of fear, of not knowing what's coming next, knowing that all the plans that I had have been basically washed away. So the security in having that plan was affecting my emotion, which was keeping me pretty stable and happy. And now that plan has just been swept from underneath my feet. I wake up in the morning and I have this anxiety and this fear that sits deep in my the pit of my stomach. And the only way I can start to move that is through meditation, is through yoga, and is through breathing. And I know that when I do this practice, I start to move, I start to channel, I start to get that free-flowing energy coming up through me. Now, a little bit more on the sacral chakra, on this energy center that sits in our lower gut. It is the center of sexuality, but it's also the center of deep-seated emotions. Now, by the time you're about 35 years old, you've pretty much experienced everything there is to experience. You've experienced love, rejection, failure, success, joy, guilt, shame, gratitude, appreciation, shame. Uh, we've done it all, we've experienced it all. And really, if you think about it, there is nothing else other than what we're feeling. Our whole life is based on how we're feeling in the pit of our gut. It's what decides everything, from buying a pair of shoes, to making a life decision and moving countries and starting a new career. It's all of these decisions that we make is how we feel in our gut. And if you really tune into this and become conscious of this center, you'll even know that the decision to clean your teeth is based on an emotion in the pit of your stomach. Everything that we think, everything, how we behave, the mood that we're in, um, the thoughts that we have that trigger how we behave, how we act to the people around us. It's all coming from this deep-seated center where all of our emotions are sitting. So the mood that we're in right now has been dictated to our mind through our emotional center. Now, what happens when you're not conscious of this center is that, let's say, like myself, I woke up with anxiety in the pit of my stomach. Now, if I wasn't aware of that, if I wasn't in the situation where I can start to observe that, not judge it, not start analyzing it, not start bringing up something that happened 5-10 years ago that could be triggering this emotion. No judgment, no analysis, just knowing that that feeling is there, and then just sitting and observing what thoughts is this feeling in the pit of my gut actually generating. And the anxiety that I was feeling in the pit of my stomach was generating thoughts of, just don't do anything today, just watch Netflix, just mope around, let's not do yoga, let's just cuddle up in a ball and watch TV and eat yummy food. These are the thoughts that come up because the thoughts match the feeling that's going on in this energy center. So if you wake up with fear, perhaps, and the driving thoughts that come from this fear are, what am I going to do? This is a disaster. A year from now, I could lose my house. I could have lost all my savings. This is going to seriously affect my relationship. And then through visualization and allowing your mind to go off on a tangent, suddenly you're in a disaster 12 months from now and it hasn't even happened. And this has all come from waking up with fear in the pit of your gut. So what I am saying here is that if we tune in to whatever we're feeling in our lower gut, and we do that in meditation, if we start to tune into that lower belly, the feeling down deep in the pit of your stomach, and we start to observe the thoughts that those feelings are triggering, we disempower any self-destructive thoughts that are coming from that feeling. So we can acknowledge that we're feeling anxious, but we can break the cycle of thoughts matching that feeling by thinking greater than how we feel. So today we're going to focus on the chakra. We're going to start moving blocked energy from within that chakra. And no, we don't have to revisit things that happened yesterday or the day before or the week before or 20 years ago. These emotions start to shift just by placing your awareness on the blockage of where they're stuck. So we're going to start pulling up energy through the base chakra, through the base of the spine. We're going to pull the energy up through this sacral chakra, the Svadhisthana chakra, and we're going to send this energy up through the central channel and pull it up all the way to the top of our breath. And how we'll do that is with the breath, with our intention, with our visualization, seeing that energy shifting and moving like a free-flowing river of white light. If you can visualize that in your mind, and seeing that energy burst out the top of your head into the electromagnetic field around you, and slowly, just through observation, just through time, just through the simple practice of pure observation and visualization, a little bit of breathing, those emotions start to shift. So I'd like to ask you now to, wherever you're sitting, to close your eyes and to place the palms of your hands under that space below your navel. So if you place your hands just underneath the navel and at the top of the pubic bone, and close your eyes and just start to focus on whatever you're feeling in the base of your abdominals. And just breathe quite naturally. No analysis or judgment, just simple awareness of anything you're feeling. And you could feel numb. Sometimes we block our emotions so much we don't feel anything. We've pushed them to one side for so long that we repress emotions in our lower belly. We push them down so that we can put on our mask to society. So simply just tuning in to your lower belly, noticing any anxiety or frustration. Simple awareness. And just keep on with just a simple, deep breath. Simply being aware of any feelings that you have in your lower belly. And now if you'd like, you could just place your hands down on your thighs. It might be a little bit more comfortable. And we'll move into the meditation. First of all, I'd like you to exhale all of the air out of your body. Exhale it all out and squeeze out the last drop of air, like your body's a giant tube of toothpaste. And now allow the breath to come in from the lower belly. So allow your base of your belly to pop out and expanding your upper abdominals. Take that breath right through the chest. And imagine you're taking that breath all the way up to the top of your head and hold it there. And releasing it out. Long, slow, conscious, deep breath out. Exhaling all of the air out, squeezing out the last drop of air. And again, bringing in the air from the base of your belly, like you're filling your belly with air. The side of your ribs expand. The chest lifts last. And up through to the top of your head. Hold it there for just a moment. And allowing that breath to come out consciously. Again, taking that breath in from the base of your spine, up through your lower abdominals, your upper abdominals, your chest expands, up through the throat, behind the eyes, to the top of the head. Hold it there for just a moment. And breathing it out one more time, allowing the belly to expand on the inhale, taking that breath up through the upper abdominals. The side ribs expand. Take that breath up through behind the heart, up through behind the eyes, all the way to the top of the head, and hold it there. And allow that breath to gently leave, and squeezing out that last drop of air. And now just breathing, relaxing calmly. And let's start to place all of our focus on that space below the navel. And this is where our energy center called the sacral chakra sits. And imagine this chakra as a glowing orange ball of light. This is the frequency of this second energy center in the body. Glowing and spinning orange. And this is our center for our sexuality and for all of the emotions that we've experienced in our lifetime. There are so many emotions that we can connect to here if we're quiet, if we're observant, and just breathing into that energy center, sitting below the navel, bright orange center, a ball of orange light spinning. Noticing any sensations you feel, any feelings or emotions that may be coming up as you focus on this deep center below your navel, throughout your lower abdominals. And taking an exhale, allowing all the breath to leave. And with your visualization, start to imagine as you breathe in, pulling energy up through the base of your spine, up through the sacral chakra. And as you pull that energy up through the body, with it you're moving, shifting emotions up through the heart, up through the throat, behind the eyes, all the way to the top of the head. And exhaling it out. One more time, pulling in that breath. Up with it comes the energy through the root chakra, the sacral chakra, all the way up through that central channel. Take that energy, that breath, all the way up to the top of your head. Feel the energy lifting, expanding, and coming out the top of your head like a 360-degree fountain of light. And just breathe naturally now. And as you sit here, placing your focus on this energy center below your navel, start to pull the muscle at the base of your pelvis, the pelvic floor. This is your perineum. And if you contract this muscle, you'll start to pull energy in through the root chakra. And just allow your breath to be gentle. Allow it to flow. Pulling in that pelvic floor muscle, contracting and lifting the perineum as strongly as you can. And now if you can start to contract the lower abdominals, the This will start to move energy up through the base of your spine, and that energy will pull and start to move energy up through the sacral chakra, right up through that central channel, and that energy will start to shift all the way up to the top of your head. And imagine that energy leaving at the top of your head into a fountain of white light that spreads out 360 degrees around you. And the energy comes in at the base of your spine. Let's do that again. Pull up the perineum muscle, hold the pelvic floor, contract that muscle between things down there, contracting the lower abdominals, contracting the upper abdominals. Take that energy up, and if you can hold that contraction of the abdominals, of the perineum, you'll feel that energy start to shift all the way to the top of your head. And now relax. Relax all of those lower muscles in your abdominals. Taking some nice big deep breaths. I'm going to do that again. Relaxing. And now let's take our focus back down into the energy center of emotions, the sacral chakra. And we're going to contract the pelvic floor, the perineum, pull that muscle up tightly, contract your lower abdominals, contract your upper abdominals, and start to pull that energy using your visualization through that central channel that spans all the way up through the body, all the way to the top of your head, and expands out 360 degrees around you. Relaxing all of those muscles now. And big deep breaths. Breathing at your own pace, moving our awareness back into the sacral chakra, that spinning ball of orange light that's glowing and starting to increase in frequency, getting brighter as you move energy, as you move those blocked emotions through the body. And let's do that again. Pulling in the energy from the base chakra, pulling and lifting the pelvic floor, contracting your perineum, pulling that muscle tightly, contracting the lower abdominals, the upper abdominals. Feel that energy squeeze it and start to lift it, and feel it as it expands and grows up through the heart, up through the throat, behind the eyes. It gets to the top of the head and pours out 360 degrees around you. We're building an energy field around your body, moving, lifting that energy up through from the base of your spine, all the way through that center that's holding all of those blocked emotions, up through the center of your body. Just imagine this flow of energy now coming up through the central channel and expanding out into the field around you. It's growing, its energy is expanding, the frequency is getting higher. And just taking nice, long, slow, deep, relaxed breaths all the way through the torso. So we're not just breathing with our upper chest, we're breathing using our entire belly, allowing the whole entire rib cage to expand on every inhale. Using our breath, our energy, our visualization to shift all of these emotions that live in our lower belly. So let's do this 2 more times together. So let's start to place our focus at the base of our spine, contracting the pelvic floor, lifting up at the lower abdominals, squeezing them tight, contracting the upper abdominals, really contracting now, squeezing that entire lower region. Those muscles are really working now. And start to take the breath with the energy, with the emotions, up through the central channel, all the way behind your eyes to the top of your head, and expanding it out around the body and relax. Big deep breaths, allowing the breath and the muscles to relax. I'm going to do that one more time. So let's start to pull up the pelvic floor, taking our attention down to the base of our spine, pulling up the perineum tightly, squeezing that pelvic floor, squeezing and contracting the lower abdominals, the upper abdominals, and taking that energy and the emotions up through the central channel, all the way to the top of our head, and expanding it all out 360 degrees around our body, building our energy, increasing our frequency, and just sitting and relaxing now. Relaxing the breath, relaxing the muscles of the lower torso. Gentle breathing through the nose. And when we breathe through the nose rather than the mouth, we activate our parasympathetic nervous system, our rest and digest system. And this is the nervous system that is in control of feeling relaxed, of our dopamine and serotonin, all those feel-good neurotransmitters start to get released when we activate our parasympathetic nervous system. So just gentle breaths through the nose, all the way from the belly, through the chest, to the top of the head. Gentle breaths. And as we close this meditation, it's a really good idea to always tune in to this energy center in the pit of your stomach, especially when you wake up in the morning, when you're having a little bit of quiet time. Just placing your hands over your lower gut and just tuning in and just observing anything you feel there. And just noticing, not judging, not analyzing, just simply observing any feelings, any emotions that you're tuning into. And then start to notice what thoughts they're triggering. Start to become conscious. And this breaks the cycle of thoughts matching how we feel. So if we wake up in the morning feeling anxious or fearful or frustrated or nervous, then we can break the cycle of our thoughts matching those feelings. We can break that cycle and choose to think greater than how we feel. So let's take one more big deep breath in together, all the way from the base of the spine, taking that breath in up through the abdominals, expanding the rib cage, taking that breath up through to the top of your head and releasing that breath out. And then if you'd like to, placing the palms of the hands together in front of your heart, the back of your thumbs pressed into the sternum, the bone between your rib cage, between your chest, and just tune into your heartbeat just for a moment. Feel your beating heart. And this is a place to come to feel gratitude, to experience a little bit of peace. No matter what's going on in your external environment, there's always a peaceful place deep within you. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. And I just want to say thank you very much for joining me now on live, YouTube or Facebook. And if you watch this as a replay, thank you so much for joining me. And I hope that you're safe and well, and that you do take time out for yourself in silence to tune into your emotions, to tune into where we're storing all of these deep-seated feelings, and then have a look at, start to observe the thoughts that you're having, and break any cycle that could be self-destructive, and start to choose the thoughts you do want to think. Okay, well, have a great day. Namaste.